Hey there. All right, anytime you're doing these consecutive integer problems, you're looking for some numbers that you don't know what they are. So that's why we always assign it a variable, because we don't know what to call it. So the first integer that we deal with, we will always call it n or x or something, but this is gonna be the first one. Now, consecutive integers, now there's different ways that they do these, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about all the scenarios. If you think of consecutive integers, that's going to be something like a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, 5, and those are consecutive. And they always increase by 1, goes up by 1, up by 1, up by 1. Okay, so if n is going to be my first one, then my next one would be n plus 1, and that would be the second integer. The example you have here, they want 3 of these. So then the next one would be, well, if I added another one, it'd end up being n plus 2. So each one of these you can see is increasing by 1. And if I wanted another one, it'd be an n plus 3 and an n plus 4 and an n plus 5. That's how those work. Okay, so now let's look at another scenario. The next one is if they are doing consecutive even integers or consecutive odd integers. Okay, let's start with even integers. That would be something like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Those are consecutive even integers. If you had consecutive odd integers, it'd be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And I'm just making up a set. They don't have to be these numbers. It could be way farther down the line. It could be 47, 49, 51. It might be something like that. But just so that you understand that when you're doing consecutive even integers, you can see that you are adding 2 every time. Even if you're doing consecutive odd integers, you're adding 2 every time to get to the next one. So on this problem, and your example is consecutive odd integers, we don't know what they are, so we let the first one be an n. That's always going to be your first consecutive integer. And then since they're doing consecutive odd, they're going to increase by 2's. So if the first one is n, the next one would have to be n plus 2. And if I want another one, it's got to go up by another 2. So if I add another 2, it'd end up at n plus 4. And there's your third one. If I wanted more and more and more of them, I would just keep adding 2 to it. So then it'd be an n plus 6 and an n plus 8. That's how you represent consecutive even integers or consecutive odd integers. In this example, you just want these, and so you can see then that they have shown that. And I guess you're okay on the rest of that, the solving and how they did that. It was just like, where did these numbers come from? I think was your question on that. All right, hope this helps.